My name is Carly Schwab and I interviewed Vera Tourangeau.
I came here till grade 8, and then I went to the residential school from 9 to 12.
Okay, I'm not going to write most. And profession is?
A teacher. Oh, well, wait, now I'm an instructor, but still same thing.
Yeah.
Same teaching forever,
Exactly. Yeah. And cultural background?
Well, what do you mean? Like, Cree.
Cree?
Yeah.
So I think that works.
Okay, and Soto. See, my mom's Soto, but my dad's Cree. Yeah,
I'm probably going to spell it wrong.
That's right. Saulteaux. I know. It doesn't even sound like Soto, right? Soto would be Soto.
I got see, and that's why I'm recording you, because
okay.
Then I can spell it later. My spelling's horrible, so it's just going to be one of those things. Okay, I think I want to start with this question because I'm really excited to ask you. Why did you become an educator?
You know the honest truth?
Why? I
graduated, and my mom, after graduation, my mom said, your uncle's here, he's taking you to university, and you're going to become a teacher.
Oh. Okay. That's
100%. That's where it started. But once I started going into it, the love of teaching just right off the first day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just
Yes.
got this.
Yeah. It's been like that.
That's
it's
funny.
been 24 years, I think, actually. Yeah, about there. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
That's pretty good though, and you still love it, even though that wasn't actually what you got to choose.
I didn't even think about teaching anything. Actually, I didn't even think about really what I wanted to do. I just thought sports was everything.
Oh my God! So I'm seeing myself in you. It's scaring me. That's kind of my life.
Right, sports. I thought sports was like, I'll just play sports forever and marry somebody rich.
Exactly. Marry rich the first time, and then you marry for love. That's how it works. See? We've got this. Okay. Okay. These are not in the right order because I didn't know how you. Okay, I want to ask you this one too, really bad. Why do you write your books?
Why did I write my books? Well, did you hear the story about it?
I have heard a couple. I have heard every time you're here, I'm usually here. Listening.
So why did I write my books? Well, it was that night of that moment of having that vision of like having sort of like it was just like an awakening or whatever, and then hearing all the cries of the children. Remember? And before that, it was just about me and my family, and But when I heard those cries, and then that night, I went and looked in the students' journals and the journals they gave me or the notes they gave me and little stuff like that, and I opened it all up, and there it was. I just wrote from their little statements, and then all of a sudden, bang, a book. Yeah.
It just happens.
It just happened one night. I know you're not supposed to write a book in one night, but
it happens. Some people can do it.
Yes.
Kudos if you can do it. It takes some people like 25 years. Some can write in a night.
I know.
It's just how it works. Why is the value of courage important to you in your everyday life?
Courage. I think that every day that you wake up, you need the value of courage, because a lot of times people, every time when they say your value is going to be courage, and I thought about it, the first thing I seen was a bunch of fish going down the river and the one fish going the opposite way. That's the courage to go against the system sometimes, and stand for truth no matter what.
Yeah.
I think that's what courage is all about, because if you know me, if I was around in this staff and they would be saying this, oh yeah, it's okay, and I'll still say, well, you look at a different thing and it goes, oh, here comes Vera, in a different way. But I always stood for truth, like no matter what, whatever, even if it was wrong, like if I seen bullying and stuff when in high school or whatever, if I saw that, I would be there right against the bullier, right there, and it didn't matter. Only when it was for truth, though. Like, you know what I mean?
It had to go into that category.
Yes, courage to do it, to be able to face all the obstacles that I faced. You know what I mean? Alcohol and drugs all around you, and to have the courage not to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's what courage is,
Okay, I like that. How do you bring courage into everyday life?
Basically, tell you the honest truth, it's even more greater now to walk in courage because you have people watching you. We have grandkids watching you, and I want to leave behind. My grandmother was a woman that actually spoke the truth, but also walked the truth, or whatever. So the courage to, if you see, not to do anything, like she knows that I've never been in a bar. She knows I've never been in a casino. I'm probably the only Indian. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Delete that. Do you understand what I mean? To be able to say that, hey, I don't need that stuff. To have fun and to laugh. So every day, courage is to wake up and saying, I want to be me. And before you start, be a very quiet person. Like, totally didn't talk, if you can believe that. And that was 10 years into my marriage. So I got married at 19. About 29, 30, I awoke and I started to speak. And after that, the courage to speak against what was wrong. Because before it was sort of like just all of a sudden getting the courage to believe in your dreams too. Like the courage to believe in I can make a difference. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about it.
I like your answers. I'm excited. What are some of the life changes that you have gone through to make you the person you are today?
The life changes. I think when I became a teacher and to be able to understand the hearts of the children and to feel for them or to be a voice for them. I never, one day when I had that vision of the kids and I wrote Miss It Hurts, that I didn't know anything I was going to do with it. I didn't know what I was going to do with this work. I didn't have a clue. Then all of a sudden I get a call from Ottawa, would you be able to speak? And I took that little journal and the senators that were sitting at the table like this got nosy. And so they were looking at my little journal and they endorsed this to make it into a book. Then I went and spoke about this whole thing or whatever, about the children. I think it was the children that just totally captured my heart to be able to make that difference, you know? And then before, what was the question again? Like, so I can really...
What life changes, challenges have you gone through to make you the person you are today?
And losing some of my students to suicide. Standing at their graves and just like wanting to make a difference, and then looking at the other graves and there's like, the name is gone already. You know, people forgot about that person. And that's what my message to the kids is, to tell them, you know, like, you could be just another statistic.
Yeah.
Or you could make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, you could, and I did this one survey, one boy that committed suicide in my grade 9 class, and I went back to his home community and I said, do you remember so-and-so? And all the people that was the whole community, they were like, is that? And then I said, see, forgotten. But to me, he said, he's still alive in my heart. But to you, he's all forgotten. Yet he could have been great because he was a great athlete. He was intelligent. He was a role model. He was a leader. But he made a decision to commit suicide. And so now he's just a peg in the graveyard, you know, forgotten.
Do you feel that makes you want to influence courage as more of a standing value for your kids? Exactly.
The courage to live and to fulfill their dreams, to have a dream and have the courage to fulfill it. That is what courage is all about. Because anybody can give up their dreams. And people say, you can't make it, you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And I used to be a person, they'll say, you're not going to graduate. I graduated. You're not going to get a degree. I got a degree. Only First Nation in a class, but I did it, you know. And they said, very first day of school, university, the professor called me to the side. Because everybody was saying, where are you from? Oh, I'm from here and here and here. And I said, I'm from Papikassis. I was just sitting there just nervous, like 18, 19 years old. And she called me out and she said, you know, Indians can't make these programs. You should go someplace else, you know, and think about a different career and stuff. And when she said that was the courage. I'm going to do it.
You had to prove her wrong.
I had to prove her wrong, even though it was hard, you know, at times, you know, being alone in the city and married right off the bat, you know, baby and university and all that kind of stuff. But the courage to say, hey, no, I have a dream. I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Could you imagine yourself doing anything else but teaching?
Oh, okay. Actually, I was an administrator for 15 years. So I kind of left the classroom. I'm back in the classroom after 15 years. And I am so excited to go to work every day. And yesterday, my students, I started with 17, but 2 of them had to discontinue, adults now. And so the 15 that I have, we just had an amazing day yesterday. And I come home just pumped and excited, and we had a guest speaker, a motivational speaker, and we came out of that classroom just pumped. And I was thinking, man, it feels like this is where I should be, you know.
Yeah,
and then I was offered another job, you know, to teach, and all the students enlisted for the next year, the second year, and they said if I went to university, they would all follow. So I have these 15 students. I'm going to go to university if Miss is going to, you know, because I was thinking of enrolling in my master's, but I like school, but not that much. But people encourage me to go do my master's.
I understand. I've told my mother that too. I'm like, go get your master's. She's like, I don't like school that much.
I know.
I'm not going back.
I'm a teacher, but I don't really like school.
Do I really want to do homework again? No, I'm kind of past the homework phase.
For sure.
if you're comfortable sharing this, what are some defining moments in your life or even your teaching careers?
I think it was when the students started to open up with me,
Yeah.
and started to tell me, oh, Miss, I don't see myself growing up, or, Miss, it hurts, which
Yeah.
that statement alone, like, wow, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting there as a teacher. I'm not trained I don't know what to do. I'm not a social worker. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to call. I don't know how to help these kids. And a lot of times it was just a hug and to listen to them. And even today, those students are still, they're still, hey, Mrs. T, and so those are the defining things that happen as a teacher is be able to, and to stand up and say, Mrs. T, my grade 2 teacher was my favorite teacher, and they're like graduating or in university, oh, my grade 2 teacher, I'm like, wow.
Impacted.
Yeah, you didn't even know you made a difference, and sometimes you wanted to choke them. No.
Sometimes you're just like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why did I choose this?
I know. So those are kind of the defining moments and stuff like that, and then the other one is what happened was I thought I was going to stay in the classroom, and I didn't care about if I stayed in the classroom.
Telephone for Donna Harper, please. On Intercom 101.
And then
Donna Harper 101, please.
the opportunity to go and speak all over, like throughout the country. I think it was before I taught with the kids. I was day in day out with the kids, and then the next moment I'm speaking on behalf of the kids. You know what I mean? That was like almost the voice.
A big transition.
Yes.
You went from one bridge to the whole
Yes.
other side.
And speaking for First Nations across the country, and then all of a sudden the government of Canada or the Governor General of Canada phoning you and, we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you about First Nation kids. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, me?
Me?
Why?
Really?
Why?
Where did this come from?
Exactly. So those things, having a heart for kids, and then all of a sudden a voice across the nation. I've been throughout the nation speaking on First Nation kids, and you're like, how did this happen?
How did I go from this
Yes.
to a whole new thing? Like you went,
Total.
you're just like,
I didn't even speak in the staff room. Like when you have staff meeting,
yeah, and you're just like, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, you have more shifts in supervision. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, I'll go freak outside a couple more times a day.
Yeah. So you're just, and then all of a sudden, bang! And even people that went to school with me and university with me, they can't believe that I'm a speaker today because I said nothing. Like,
they're just like, how did you transform?
yes.
But you did. You broke out of your shell.
That's it.
You became who you really needed to be.
Yes, that's right. Right.
I love you so much. I like this. Why is humanitarian and community service so important to you?
I think when I had those defining moments of having, I got close to death one time, like just totally laid out in the hospital. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with me, and there was nights that they didn't know if I was going to make it, but they didn't know what was wrong. I had different conditions going on and stuff like that, and when I was dying in the hospital, I didn't know if I was dying. I didn't even know, but the doctors didn't know what. I had 8 specialists. I was in university hospital. I lived, I don't know how many days there. I think like 33 days or something in the hospital. And they said, there's nothing we can do for her. So they let me go home. And when I came to all that time, something happened. All of a sudden I said, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. This is not what I'm called to do. I had 3 babies. I was married. I had a teaching career. And then all of a sudden, my eyes were open, and to see different things, like even to see different things for my people. Like I've been to the residential school. I've been through a lot of the obstacles that First Nation kids have went through. And then all of a sudden, I'm here and I'm dying, and I'm like, no, there's so much to live for. And as a child, I had a book of dreams, and these dreams were so funny. I always talk about them. I said, here I have all these dreams, and I didn't even leave the reserve. I had dreams to go to the Yukon. I had dreams to speak in the Canadian Senate. I had dreams to, walk in the Middle East and all this stuff. And all of a sudden I said, if I die now, these dreams are just going to die with me. No one knows about my dreams. I said, no, I want to live out my dreams. And I started to live. Like my health, everything. I went back to the doctor. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. But from a deathbed experience to someone that wanted to live, just a transformation. And then I started to realize that there was more in life to, like, totally to walk in that courage or that truth, and to be able to just change and to be a spokesperson for my First Nations people. And I don't know, after that I started to see the wounded. seeing the wounded and having more compassion for the wounded. Before I walked by the wounded and said, geez, that's your problem, man, you know? And then all of a sudden, I stopped. I think it was that turning point to stopping and saying, wow, how can we help? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's it.
get what you mean. I have one final question.
Okay.
What can you recommend for people going to education to influence these values into their classrooms? Definitely elementary.
How do we do that? You know what? Yesterday I heard a motivational speaker, which was Cadmus DeLorme, and he said that...
That's funny. He was with us yesterday morning.
He was with us in the afternoon?
Yeah, Damien did his interview yesterday morning, and then he had to run away to go do a speech, he told us.
With us.
Okay.
And he said something that was so powerful, but so simple. He said that, we want to change the nation, right? We want to change this, the government, all these different things. And he said, it goes all the way back to that one person's heart, right? Didn't he say that? Did he say that to you? Like that?
Yeah, he did something
about
similar.
That home fires, and then, that we want to change the families and the communities, and takes a whole community to raise a child. But bang, it goes right back to that one person can make a difference, that one heart. So by changing the heart of a person and instilling those values. And when I used to go into the classroom, I used to tell the kids, you are the princess, and you're gonna, you could be a prime minister, you could be whatever you want to be. And I used to pump them up, and to them they'd say, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make this summer. And I was thinking, no, you're gonna do this. You're a prince. You're royalty. And pump them right up. You can do all things. And I remember that going into the classrooms, and all they need is someone to believe in them. One teacher made a difference in my life in this school, actually in this little part right here. Mrs. Doherty, grade 5 teacher, man. She made everybody, everybody that came out of her classroom loved skim milk and horses. No! And music. No.
That's all you need in life, those 3 things.
And I remember her here believing in me. Totally believing in me and saying, Vera, I see you, and all these different things. She believed in me. And then I had other role models, like my grade 9 teacher, my grade 8 teacher, grade 10 teacher, having all these teachers, the gym teacher in U of R, Garth Preacher, these teachers saying, wow, you're a deadly athlete, you should be, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. No, I'll play, whatever, these different things, believing in you, saying you could be this. I see you, and having these people believe in you, and then just having that one person to believe in you can take you so many places in the world. And they said no one can ever take your dreams away, right? No one, only you are the only person that can stop your dreams. So I believed in that, and I just took off. No. So everything that I had in my dream book has I just go put a check mark on. It's just amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's your last question.
That is. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this.
Wow, okay, that's cool. Now you have to put it all together in smart words.
They're in smart words. What are you talking about? You have to make it sound simpler so I understand it. Let's be honest here.